Speaker, thank you for the opportunity, and let me commend my colleague opposite me for...
Honorable members, the background noise is too much.
Mr. Speaker, again, thank you for the opportunity, and let me commend my colleagues opposite me for putting together the business statement which was ably presented to us this morning. Mr. Speaker, I'm also happy that this morning I've seen the majority in their numbers. Yesterday, you recall, I drew the attention of the House to their frequent absence in this chamber, making the work of their whips difficult. I'm happy that this morning they have come in, and I pray that they stay to do government business. It's not the work of the whip to be whipping you into the chamber. Jubilee is not an extension of Parliament. So it is good. It is good. It doesn't matter. We are dealing with government side. So it's good you have reported today. Mr. Speaker, that said, yesterday we heard of the sacking of IGP Dampare. We heard that the president has sacked him, and in his place, COP Yowonu is taking over. The president has dismissed the IGP. In the statement from the government spokesperson and the minister in charge of government communication, there was no gratitude being expressed. The statement issued was to the effect that the president has made a new appointment. So the IGP Dampare was sacked yesterday, and there's going to be a swearing in tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, on the business statement, I was expecting the honourable member who presented the business statement to have talked about the electricity situation. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I read the Electricity Company of Ghana scheduled outages on March 11 and 12 across Ashanti, Volta, Greater Accra and Tema, while unscheduled cuts like 24-hour blackouts were reported. And Mr. Speaker, this compounded the suffering of households, students who are in school, and the business community. Mr. Speaker, these frequent power outages obviously interrupt business and the studies of students. And Mr. Speaker, I would plead with the Minister for Energy to come to this House to provide a clear schedule. And this can only be done if the leader of government business takes this matter up. We are barely 3 months into the office of this new administration, and we don't expect this doomsaw to come back again. So that is issue one. Mr. Speaker, related to this matter, on the road leading to the Jubilee House, we know that the Minister for Greater Accra promised us that our light will be on, the street light will be on. Mr. Speaker, it's not good for the security of the presidency if the entire route leading to the office of the president is so dark, and this is in the heart of the city. It is worrying. So I would plead that the leader of government business programs the Minister for Greater Accra to come and assure this House of the steps she is taking to address the situation. We need sufficient street lights in the city, particularly so in the area where the seat of government is located. So that is my second prayer to the leader of government business, to include this in the business for the ensuing week. Mr. Speaker, that said, there were a number of issues that the minister, leader of government business, assured us on last week. This Ablekuma North situation, where the EC has told the whole country that they are done with their work. What they need is sufficient security. Mr. Speaker, this matter was raised on this House floor. The understanding was that there was going to be some engagement, and the leader of government business will report to us. The week has passed, nothing has been heard. So as a follow-up, can the deputy leader take this matter up for the ensuing week? Because, Mr. Speaker, this is supposed to be a 276 member chamber. And if for the first time in the history of our politics, we are in the third month or even fourth month after election, and we still have one constituency still outstanding, I think we must bring a closure to this matter, especially so when
Honorable Majority Chief Whip, I will give you the floor after he's done. Honorable Majority Chief Whip. Honorable Majority Chief Whip, I will give you the floor after he's done. Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what is happening is not good for our democracy. We are in this together as one big family. We've had elections. That constitutional body responsible has issued a public statement to the effect that it is done with its work, and upon taking steps to make a declaration, some hoodlums, some thugs interrupted and vandalized their property and threatened their very lives. And they've been calling for enhanced security to enable them bring closure to the matter in Ablekuma North. Mr. Speaker, we raised this as the people's representatives, and the leader of government business was to make a follow-up, engage his colleague, the Interior Minister, and the IGP, and for that matter, the Election Security Task Force. Although the former one, the one who was just dismissed. Very well, it's okay. Mr. Speaker, though the IGP has been dismissed by President Mahama, it doesn't matter. It's still the police administration to coordinate this process. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want the leader of government business to address these. Let him finish. I don't want to overload him. Let him finish, then I can come up with the other set of the issues. Thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate it.
Honorable Deputy.
That captures this, because all that the EC is calling for is security. So that is the point I raised. The issue, the second and the final issue on this rising has to do with what Honorable Boama brought up earlier. Mr. Speaker, the government has presented to us its budget statement. Who is the chair of the economic management team? Is it the vice president, or somebody else? We want to know. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
Honourable members, I believe strongly.
rightly so. But in his earlier answer, he was talking about lamenting a 20 billion debt. A 20 billion debt. And just want to find out from him how he intends to raise money to pay contractors. It's not about the debt, but it's about the work they've done. You keep emphasizing debt, debt, debt. When you go into accounting, we have assets and liability. The work done by a contractor amount to an asset to the state. The state has benefited. The obligation of the state is to pay, which is a liability. So my question to you is that since these contractors are Ghanaians and their businesses at stake and they have employees who are Ghanaians to feed, what assurances have you for them in respect of the 20 billion Ghana cedi debt you are lamenting about? It's not a time to lament. It's time to pay. It's the reason why you are in government. Give assurance to the contractors. Your plans.
Honorable Minority Leader, does the minister responsible for roads and highways raise money to pay contractors?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, in the ordinary sense, as you put it, he doesn't raise it, but he makes a request for that to be raised through the finance minister. And I am bringing this up because he raised the issue that there is a debt of 20 billion that must be paid. Mr. Speaker, he has a responsibility as a roads and highways minister to ensure that the contractors are paid. If you don't forward the certificate to the finance minister and all the money should be assigned to Jubilee House, 2.7 billion or more to Office of Government Machinery, when you can commit this to pay contractors for them to fix the roads. I mean, Mr. Speaker, it is not your responsibility, Honorable
Minority Leader, does the minister responsible for roads and highways raise money for Jubilee House?
No, Mr. Speaker, that's not the context. I'm saying that if he is able to align with the finance minister, instead of allocating those monies to Jubilee, the Office of Government Machinery, instead of allocating to the Office of Government Machinery, they will prioritize it. Mr. Speaker, managing an economy requires prudence. And
Honorable Minority Leader, I intend to direct that we file a question for the finance minister to come and answer.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as it pleases you.
Thank you very much. So, I know you are not to answer the question. Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, you are not to answer the question. Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, you are not to answer the question. Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, this is a question. Honorable Minister, kindly resume your seat. Honorable Minister, kindly resume your seat. Honorable members, let's move to question number 59. Standing in the name of Honorable Anthony Imie.
No, I'm saying the practice is that you first engage so that you proceed, which you rightly did. So we are not opposed to the application. Save that, Mr. Speaker, when the finance minister rises to bow, I would want the entire house to observe the finance minister. He is wearing Gubavera. And I don't want anybody to attempt inviting the speaker to say that he's not properly dressed. This is Gubavera, a crutch for shirt he's wearing. And a Gubavera is not a pajamas, it's not improper dressing. The finance minister is wearing a Gubavera shirt, a gentleman's shirt, and he's wearing it. So I'm happy you are here. By the way, it's an expensive shirt. Mr. Speaker, this is the socialists are wearing Gubavera. This is a Gubavera shirt, and he's wearing one. Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, you see, that is original Gubavera. That is original Gubavera.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you want to respond to the minority leader? Well, you have the floor. Mr. Speaker, minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, the issue is not about where it was made. It is a Gubavera. Our local fashionists also make Gubavera. So, Mr. Speaker, I have local brand Gubavera. By the way, Mr. Speaker, the issue is not about whether or not it's a foreign Gubavera or local Gubavera. What you are wearing is Gubavera. And I want to let your members know.
Honorable minority leader.
That is the issue. By the way, this morning, Mr. Speaker, they populated the chamber. All of a sudden, they are all out, empty seats. And this is the time that the finance minister is here to lay a paper. Look at the empty seats. They've left again, going to look for jobs at the Jubilee House. They should come to the Chamber of Parliament and work. Look at all the empty seats. You are 38 in number. Ceremonial majority. Ceremonial majority.
Honorable members, order.